So in this demo, you'll notice I'm actually in the template section of Word. I'm opening up a template called Service Invoice. We're doing this so you guys can see what it looks like from scratch. In this service template, it had a logo. I'm going to go ahead and switch that with my SN Devs logo. I'll talk a little bit about SN Devs at the end, but it's a Slack community that I'm an admin of. So that's our logo, the minty donut as we call it. And then I'm giving some text in here like SN Dev Slack. But the thing that you really want to do when you're making an editable PDF template is do underlines that it knows that's where things get filled in. So I'm only doing a few of them, like the invoice number as before, the amount, the price, the description. And here in a second, after I paste all these things in, I'm going to go ahead and just save this Word document. Okay, so now I have a Word document of an invoice template. After that, we need to make it a PDF. So there is the print to PDF function that you have in pretty much most of the systems. But inside of here, you just basically use the save as Adobe PDF function or the print as Adobe PDF. And it takes a couple seconds. And there we go. We now have a PDF at the end of what it looks like. Now we're going to take that PDF and actually perform the what's called prepare form. Prepare form scans the document, figures out what's where, and you notice it made a bunch of blocks. I just deleted one block I didn't need, but it found all those lines and blocks that I wanted. So all I have to do at the end here is hit save. These blocks all have names to them: date, invoice number, product description, amount, and amount to. And I'm just saving this PDF as the editable one. And that's as easy as it is. If you have Adobe Pro or Adobe Standard or some of the other Adobe products out there, you could just hit prepare form. Now we're taking this form and going into ServiceNow. Inside of ServiceNow, we're on a hardware asset record. In the hardware asset record, we're going to be able to configure the UI actions and make a new UI action. I'm going to go ahead and hit new, and I'm just going to call this thing create invoice. Basically, it could have been create DI 105 like I did for our example before, but the invoice is really just a good demo experience for you guys to see how it could be done. I'm going to do a little, live TV demo here where I'm just pasting in the script, and you notice I'm highlighting script line 1, which is that attachment sysid I called out earlier. So I'm going to go ahead and attach that file to this record. You could attach it to any record on the system, but it makes sense to put it on the UI action itself. So now it's attached to the UI action. Now I have to go to the sys attachment table. I already have that table up, but you can get to that sys attachment table, find that file you uploaded, and copy the sysid by right-clicking on it and saying copy sysid. Once you're there, you're going to go ahead and paste that in, and you're basically just going to hit submit or save. That made the record, the UI action, and now we're going to pop back over to the hardware asset record. You're noticing we have an asset tag, we have an invoice number, we have the cost, and you see that button now, the create invoice. After a little reload here, just to make sure the code is the same code I was using, I'm going to go ahead and click create invoice. And that is as easy as it is, and you see it's already attached to the record to make an editable PDF inside of the system. So now I'm going to go ahead and download that and hit save and open that up, and you'll notice that from beginning to end, this was only about 5 minutes or so, we made an editable PDF, and now it's filled in with data from ServiceNow. Notice the invoice number, the date, the description, unit price, everything. We could have went above and beyond and done all the other fields we could have done in the script to calculate and go through and total up what the sales total was and the tax and the total. So definitely know that this is not where you need to stop, just filling out some fields. You can do more advanced things with it. We also could have sent this over to a, third-party system, either through an email, an API, whatever we want to do. So know that it's not where you need to stop, it's just where you would start, and this is just one example.